Hi, my name is Venuri. I'm a student from PCHE who did my diploma in early childhood education here in Sri Lanka and then transferred to Deakin University in Australia. So currently I'm here in Sri Lanka for a 10-day break for my semester, and I thought I'll speak a little bit about my experience here at PCHE, the support I got about academics and overall. So speaking about PCHE, I got a very big support in terms of academics. And theoretical knowledge and the practical experience. So PCHE worked very hard to provide us with good preschool placements even before we transferred there, to make sure we got the practical experience, hands-on experience with children. So that's what helped me the most when I transferred there and when I started working. So talking about academics, so the staff lecturers, they were very supportive. They always went above and beyond to provide us feedback, to make sure that we have all our assignments up to the standard. So it will be easier for us to meet the assignment standards and requirements when we transfer to Deakin. So, and it was always like we could speak to our lecturers at any point, any time of the day. We could email, we had lots of access to our lecturers to get feedback about our performance, and it was a very supportive environment. So that's my experience about PCHE studying here. And talking a little bit about my experience at Deakin University. So even before we moved to Deakin University, we had a series of webinars here at PCHE, which is something very unique to PCHE. So that made the transfer process very seamless, because even before we moved there, we got the chance to meet the faculty, the learning environment in Australia, and an overall idea of how studies are done there. So that was a great insight for us. For our parents, for it was a very good informative session, I would say, the webinars that we had. So that actually gave us a very good idea about what to expect there in Australia and what we should prepare ourselves. So that's another big advantage we had studying here at PCHE. So moving to Deakin, after studying here at PCHE, studies were very easy for us at Deakin, because we were already trained here how to meet the academic requirements, how to do our assignment writings. So studying at Deakin was very easy because of the support we got at PCHE, I would say. And studying in Deakin, I would say it's basically you get a 20-day placement over there as well. So that the experience that we got here in Sri Lanka from placements, that helps you a lot to prepare for the placements over there. So assignments and placements, what we did here, it's just it's very easy for us to personally, the batch we transferred as a whole. So all of my friends who transferred from here, they were all able to complete our assignments, placements on time and successfully, because of the experience that we got here in Sri Lanka. So talking about jobs and job experiences I got there. So right after I moved there, I started applying for many early learning centers and preschools as well. So luckily I was able to find a job right after about 1.5 months after I moved there. So they called me in for an interview. They asked me questions. They asked very practical questions about just to check my knowledge with children. So my experience over here helped me a lot to give them good answers, and they were satisfied with it, and I was able to find a job within a very short time span, which is not that easy in Melbourne, because a lot of the students I know, they're still struggling to find something that's suitable for them to work, which is not the case for us. All of the students who moved here from PCHE, they were all able to find good early learning centers, preschools, to do their to do jobs. So currently I'm working as well, and so yes, so it was actually a great experience, because and compared to the other industries, the pay rate is actually good, considering that we are only a diploma level. So talking about living costs, accommodation and other basic necessities to live in Australia, so I would say I would be able to give an average of living expenses. Speaking about the rent first, so currently I'm living in student housing Australia, which is very close to Deakin University, which is like a 10-minute walking distance. So in that area you get tons of apartments and accommodation for students, and the average is about $1,000 a month. So for $1,000 a month you can share a 2-person apartment with a friend. So that's just a brief, just an average amount of the rent. So this is, and the bills add up to $150 to $200 a month. So the bills would be electricity, water, and gas. So some places the rent they have already included it in the monthly bill. Some places they have not. So it's about the expenses is about $150 to $200 for electricity, water, and gas. And other than that, the accommodation would be around $1,000. You can always find cheap accommodation if you are sharing with a group of friends. For example, if you decide to share a house with 5 or 6 friends, the rent would come down to $650. So it all depends on your preference. So that would be a bit about accommodation. So talking about food and other expenses, so it again comes down, like if for one person grocery shopping, I would say for a month, somewhere between $250 to $300. If you manage it properly, I think you'll be able to manage within $250 to $300 for a single person would be sufficient if you are managing it effectively. So that's just a brief overview about the living expenses. Talking about living in Australia, the living environment, safety. So it's very safe, especially the area around the Deakin University, which is the Burwood area. Mainly students are there, so the area is very safe. So just before we had our semester breaks, it was the exam season in Deakin University. So the university had opened all the libraries and the study facilities up until 12. So even we walked in, we just walked to the university at 10 in the night, 10:30 at night. It's like all students are there. It's very safe. The environment, the students are able to walk, get their stuff done at any time of the day, which is a very safe environment over there. And talking about the uni, like you have all the resources that you need there to complete your studies. You can get your photocopies done, the libraries are open, good internet connection, all of the facilities and resources you need to complete your studies, it's right there in the university. So if you do not have those facilities at the place where you are living, so you can just take your laptops, your books, and you can just straight away go to the uni and you can study there. You have everything over there. So that's about study life in Deakin. So generally talking about living in Australia, it's I would say right now it's autumn and it's slowly transitioning to winter. So right after we had our orientation week, there are lots of Sri Lankan clubs in Deakin University. So personally I'm a member of the club as well. So they were very welcoming. They gave us a pizza party. They just gave us a brief introduction about how things are done here in Australia. They organize lots of events for Urdu, various parties. So there's a big Sri Lankan community in Deakin University. So it's very easy to fit in, and especially it's such a nice experience to see your people there at the university to welcome you, to guide you, to support you. Same, like even when we moved there, it was a lot less frightening because we had tons of Sri Lankan friends. So it's a complete new environment, a big university, you tend to feel nervous. So for us, it was not the case because the first year onwards, we had lots of students who actually went from PCHE over there. So in the classroom itself, we had like about 10-12 Sri Lankan students. So that was a big support because we knew what to do. We were not nervous. It was such a welcoming experience because of that. So in the uni as well, there's a big Sri Lankan community. There's a lot of parties, a lot of events organized for Urdu, for Vesak, for Pason, for Christmas. So they have a big community. There are lots of extracurricular activities to be done. There's a separate WhatsApp groups, and there are tons of communicating networks that they have arranged for students to get together. So for each month they do something special, either a movie night or a hike. There's something always going on in the community. So for students who are going from Sri Lanka, if you're worried you're not going to make friends there, don't worry, there are tons of Sri Lankans you can get with and get in touch with. So talking about my experience after we finished studying at PCHE and we transferred to Deakin. So the support we got from PCHE didn't support only for the year that we studied in Sri Lanka. It extended even after we moved there. So the PCHE they continuously were in touch with us. They communicated with us how things are going. They actually came to visit us, and they planned various events with Deakin for past students to see how things are going, what needs to be improved. They were constantly in touch with us, and there's an upcoming event coming in December as well to check on the students, and they maintain that constant support and rapport with us throughout the 3-4 months that we've been studying there. So that's something I want to mention as well. So finally, for students who are planning to transfer there and continue their studies in Australia, my advice would be to emphasize your experience with children when you are given the placements. Try to interact with children as much as possible, because that experience is what's going to help you to find a job out there and to excel in your studies as well. Because in our field, practical experience is very much essential. Theoretical knowledge is as important, but practical knowledge helps you to actually work with children, interact with children, and to excel in your career. So my advice would be, when you get the placement, take the best out of it and try to engage and do activities with children as much as possible, so you have that exposure. And lastly, to engage in extracurricular activities here as well, because even after you move there, you still have a lot of communities, clubs to join and do extracurricular activities. So you need to be able to balance your studies and extracurricular activities. So it's extremely important that you maintain that side of your life as well, so like your overall studies are complete.